But if she can keep the wall up of like, I am capable of doing what I know I'm good at, then she doesn't have to address some of that. And I think that's very interesting sort of dynamic to her. It's the two sides of her coin, is that she is very capable, but she is going to refrain from making it too personal if possible.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Andrew Jacob Brown with Confound Productions, and thank you for joining us again on Actors on After. And I've got one of my awesome cast members with me. This is Victoria Budkey. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, everybody. It's great to meet everybody.
And I'm excited for this one. I like to just dive right in, and let's just start there. We'll start there. I just want to jump in and ask you, how did you get into acting? Because I know you're a creative. I know you're into music and you're in all sorts of stuff. And please feel free. Don't hold back.
Okay, so it wasn't something that I really thought I was gonna like do for more than just like a try. But when I was a young teenager, I would say probably 14, what I had been doing was riding horses, like horsemanship. That was kind of like my thing. And then the barn that I was going to, they just weren't making enough money, unfortunately, and they had to quit offering lessons. And it broke my heart. And I was like, I'm never going to ride a horse again. And obviously that wasn't true, but I was like, I need to find something else to try. So I tried local theater and I loved it. And the little local theater I played Linus in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. So that was like my first role ever. And they offered like on some other weeknight or whatever, like an on-camera class, and like anybody could join. It didn't matter how old you were. So I was like, Mom, I want to try this and like see how it's different. And the on-camera stuff was really what like I fell in love with. And I decided then when I was like 16 that this was what I wanted to go to college for. And so I went and I got a film production degree, and then took a few like acting and directing classes on top of that. And while I don't pursue it as like my full-time job anymore, it's still something that I love doing, and I love creating, and I love meeting people who love creating. And I like that each person in any aspect of like film, they have like their expertise, and then seeing each piece kind of fit into each other to like come out with like the final result is something that's always amazing to me, no matter how often I do it. So that's why I still do it.
So you found your man, that's awesome. That was kind of when you got bitten by the bug. You just started school, and we all have a creative outlet, and some of us have more than one. So I know that you, if you don't mind sharing, I know you do worship too. Is this right? At your church?
Yeah. So the church I grew up in, I'm still there. So been there over 30 years. And I have been singing since I was young in the church, and then started learning guitar when I was a teenager as well. And then a need arose where we didn't have a guitarist at one point. So I stepped into that role. And then as the years progressed, other needs arise. And now I'm leading the music team at my church, creating and organizing set lists and arranging vocally and musically to the best of my ability. I'm not a professional musician, and I don't claim to be. But all I know is that the Lord at this point has given me an opportunity to serve in that way. And so I'm going to do the best with that for the opportunity that I have. So
I absolutely love that. And I love that you are kind of just ambitious. You just do it.
Yeah. I just feel like if there's a need that I can meet, then there's no reason for me not to step up and do it. So
Man, that's great. That's so awesome. So with acting, are you, so you said that you don't do it for a living or do it. Just if something comes up. So do you have any other projects coming up or anything that you're working on besides?
Currently, I don't have anything that I have like upcoming. I have some things that I've done like earlier in the year that have not yet released. But it's all just like small, like indie films, commercials, that kind of thing. Nothing like on the scale of what this project will be.
Sure. I mean, I get you all to myself then.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have you on this project. I really am. Wendy, and we're going to get into the character, but Wendy was probably one of the most difficult sides that I've delivered to do an audition for, because that scene that I gave you to do was really complicated because there's a lot of people in that scene. There's like 8 people. And, you know, it's really shining a light on Wendy's character there. And when you did your audition, I was like, oh, finally, somebody kind of, and you know, and to be fair, I don't know how much time you put into that. But I was impressed because you kicked it out so fast. And I'm like, dang, like, don't take this the wrong way. I was like, did she care? You know? But I loved it because for what you did so fast, I was like, man, she is great at memorizing lines. And I had already watched some of your other reels and stuff that you had put up. And I was like, man, you're checking some boxes for me. And that's when I had to get you on and do a Zoom with you. And then when I talked to you, I was just like, yeah, you're the one. So I feel really blessed to have you a part of this project once we get going here. And you definitely fit the look too, which was kind of an additive to the family of who supposed to play your mom and dad in the show. So it's really great to have you. And now let me ask you about the character Wendy.
Yeah.
What do you think of this character? Like, what is your take? And you know, I don't know if you've played a character like this before, but she's a very brainy character and she kind of worships her own intellect, the idea.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your take on this.
In reading like the scripts, especially the parts where she's involved, Wendy seems like the kind of lady who she sort of hides behind her intellect, I think, some of the time. And she uses that as a way. She's very witty. She's very smart. She's very sassy. She's very funny in some points. But I think she has, in some scenes, it seems like she will lean more into that than necessarily like her personal like opinion or perspective on something. She tends to hide like those personal bits about herself. And I know that like at some point, some of that kind of has to be like dragged out of her, and she doesn't respond super positively because I think she's got a lot of maybe like suppressed fears or insecurities. But if she can keep the wall up of like, you know, I am capable of doing what I know I'm good at, then she doesn't have to address some of that. And I think that's a very interesting sort of dynamic to her. It's the two sides of her coin, is that she is very capable, but she is going to refrain from making it too personal if possible.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love what you're saying. She is a blunt character. Now, let me ask you, have you read, I gave you the scripts, I think. And I'm sorry. I gave them to you so late. Was that
That's
you?
Okay.
That was you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
You asked me the other day.
It's
I'm
okay.
like, oh my God.
You gave them to me Sunday. I have read them. They're done. I got it.
Oh, wow. You read the whole 8 episodes?
I will admit, I skimmed the first 4 because I know Wendy doesn't come in until episode 5. Okay. So, but I did read in its entirety episodes 5 through 8. Okay.
Well, hey, look, I that's okay. I did feel horrible. I was like, because normally, you know, when I send out, you know, like NDAs and stuff like that, I reply right away. Here you go. Here's the scripts. And I went like, 3 weeks or something and didn't send it to you. And I'm like,
it's fine. I sort of didn't realize it either until I was like, hang on a minute. I haven't read these yet. I should probably read these before the interview. Otherwise I'll look silly.
You're so gracious. Thank you. Well, I'm excited. I love your personality. And I just think that you're going to crush this role. I really do. And you're going to bring life to it. And, I'm really super pumped. Now, let me ask you this. What are you excited for the most, maybe, being part of this series? Because I have no idea what else you've done. Maybe you've done other movies and TV series. I don't know, but I'd love to hear what you're excited about.
what I'm the most excited about, I guess there's two sides to this. So for the one part of it, it's meeting everybody that's involved in this and making those connections and like building that community. And that's really important to me as a creative, is to have a community of people, and especially people that are like-minded in not just film, but in like world perspectives. Like those things are very important to me. So I'm very excited to meet everybody and to be able to make that connection. But on the other side, I think that a project like this is something that's kind of necessary and needed in media today. I think media is just so inundated with things that are very difficult to watch and consume. And I think that this is a message and a series that is just needed. I think this is the message that is needed for people, not just believers, but outside of that too, to kind of see that Christian creatives can make a product that's just as good as whatever's out on, any major streaming platform. And I believe in this project to be that. So I'm excited to see that come to pass through just the process of the work. But
thank you, man. I really appreciate you saying that. This is, when I saw your audition, I think you were backstage, right? Is that where I found you?
Yes.
Okay, so I found you on backstage. And when you shared that you were involved with your church and you were leading worship, I was like, oh, wow, this is also a benefit for us, because we want like-minded people, and we don't always get that. Sometimes it's, but 90% of them, 90% of you guys, I would say, are all believers and all Christians. And I'm like, man, this is amazing. And I've been so fortunate to have such a great cast. And so the fact that you're saying that you're seeing and wanting kind of the same things that I want, because I can't wait to meet everybody and build that community, because that's what we're doing. And that's why casting to me is so important. It's so important, not just to make sure I get the right actors, but to have some people that are going to grow with us and believe in what this project is. And that message is what it's all about. So I appreciate you saying that, because that's really where our heart is. And we want to take this far. And what we're doing is hard. So yeah, but thank you. Thank you for saying that. Gosh, is there, now you are going to work with probably, you're going to work with Tom Mulligan, who's playing Walter. And then you're going to work with Carla Kidd. Do you know any of these cast members? I have to ask that. None, right?
No, I'm not familiar with anybody else, but in a way that makes me more excited. So
yes. Well, a lot of you haven't worked with each other, but some of you know each other. And so I think that's kind of interesting, because the film community is kind of small.
Yeah,
it can be. Yeah. But you've never worked with any of these guys.
No.
And you're located in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm in Charleston.
That's awesome. See, I love this. So many of you are coming from different walks of life, and I just think it's going to be great.
I was kind of mentioning this when we talked earlier, but it's crazy because for a long time I have been like praying and seeking for a project that I felt like I could almost have like a personal investment in. And I genuinely believe that this is that project. And that this production crew is that sort of like group of people that, even after this series is over, whatever else is coming down the pipeline, I feel like if you would allow, I would support that in whatever way you needed. And so for a long time, I've been kind of hoping and looking for that group of people. And I have this feeling that this might be it.
You're not wrong. I'll whisper. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Victoria, I feel the same way. Listen, this crew, Wendy is a main character, and you know that, and you landed that role, and we want to take that character far, and so we definitely want to create that camaraderie and that environment. And I appreciate you saying that, because man, after this first season, Lord willing, we want you back. We hope that you don't go on to fame and like, oh man, Victoria, we lost Victoria.
I am honestly not worried about. I'm not concerned with fame. I'm concerned with working with people that I know I can like trust, and I feel like that's here. So
I feel the same. And as it's part of my job to be professional and direct it right and lift you guys up, because and I say it again, this is not the Andrew Jacob Brown or the Jason Haynes show. Like, we are building a team of actors, and everybody's going to have their shine. And so it really is a camaraderie. Like, nobody's trying to outdo one another on the set. Like, we really want everybody to help out and to love on each other and just lift each other up, because that's what it's all about. And so, hey, you're in now, sister. We're adopting you. What else are you into? And I want to say a few things, but I didn't want to kind of embarrass you on
like
here,
just what like interests that I have?
Well, because I saw. Okay, I'm gonna nerd out a little bit.
Go ahead.
So my daughter's 18, and she loves K-pop, and she loves K-drama. And man, growing up in the last 4 years before she became an adult, and she's still into it. But like, she got, me and my wife like into like BTS.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I'm ARMY now. I'm part of ARMY. But anyways, I'm bringing it up because I know that you love that stuff.
I'm like, hey. I'm a big K-pop fan. I have seen multiple groups in concert. Yeah. I've seen 17. I've seen Stray Kids. I've seen
Stray Kids is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Stray Kids.
So super fun. I got into them around the time of like K-pop in general. I kind of got into K-pop around the time of the pandemic because everybody was like needing something to do. So I was really bored with like my music at the time. And I was like, I just need something like different. So I kind of like stepped my foot into it, and I really like it. It's fun. And, the performances are great. And it's just like a whole like new world of like music. To me, it's like on par with like Broadway sometimes, like just the level of performance. So I've just really gotten into it. There are multiple groups that I really like. I collect albums now.
Dude, I love it. And I haven't gone that far, but my daughter has. And have you ever watched the shows that they make?
Yeah, like the little variety shows and stuff.
The shows. Like, so Stray Kids has their show and BTS has their show.
Yep.
And I've even seen some of the competition shows.
Yeah.
How they became a group. And I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, there's a whole, but that culture is amazing. Like, they're extremely talented.
Yeah, extremely talented. They do a lot of work. If you like kind of dive into learning about the industry of K-pop in general, their whole like trainee program where it's like you get scouted by a talent agent, and then you have to go through these rigorous years of like singing training, dancing, all these things before you're even allowed to like officially debut. Yeah. And then even then it doesn't stop after you debut. You're constantly promoting albums and like preparing for your next thing. So I think it looks like a very grueling job to have.
Maybe it is.
It's gotta be. Even just like time wise, I'm sure you're tired all the time because you're constantly using your body, but I have to really respect those artists because they truly do put so much effort and work into it. And I think it's really evident in the way the performances end up showing.
The choreography, but they're so happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love about them. And, and then, they have the military thing that always gets in the way because they have to go serve in the military. Right. I know for BTS, Jungkook was one of the first guys. Well, not him, the older one. What's his name?
Jin. Jin was the first one.
Jin was the first one to go. And then they kind of all went individual for a while because of that. But that is a thing that they have to face in South Korea, that they have to join the military to serve for 4 years, 2 years. I can't remember how long.
I think it depends on the branch that you join, but it's anywhere between like 16 months and 3 years. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to think that like that military service is mandatory for not just K-pop stars, but like all men in South Korea. So it's a very, but then it also makes sense when you think about some of the tensions that are over there. Just a strange cultural thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's such a great culture. My daughter's like, I want to go visit South Korea. Like she wants to go there.
Tell her I'll go.
I can't wait. I hope you meet her. I mean this. You would love her. And she did some acting with me when she was young. She was in my first feature, my first 3 features actually. But it wasn't for her, and she was such a natural. She's like, oh, I love it, Dad, I don't want to do it, what she said. But I'm like, honey, you're a natural. I love that you're doing it, and you should keep doing it. And she just didn't want to keep doing it. But but that's okay. I mean, I never forced my kids, either one of them, to do what I wanted. But now she's pursuing to be a dental hygienist, and she's getting married in May, believe it or not.
Nice.
I know. She's got her whole life ahead of her and planned out. Like, she's so responsible. I love her. But anyways, I hope you get to meet her, because
I hope so too.
You guys have a lot in common, I think, with the K-pop. Well, man, I had to open that can of worms. I appreciate you getting vulnerable. So what else are you into? What else do you do?
I am a huge Nintendo gamer and have been since I was young.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So I love all things like Pokemon specifically, but I'm also like really into other Nintendo franchises like the Ace Attorney series and Animal Crossing and other things like that. So, and years ago, I guess it's like 8 years now, I started streaming when I find time on Twitch, just to like play games and have fun. And I've built myself like a little friend community there, which is really cool. But I've been to TwitchCon twice just to like see what it's about. It's cool. It's fun. But I just like gaming. I wouldn't call myself like a competitive gamer. I don't like games that involve like crazy action and stress,
screaming at the television.
So I'm a much more like laid back kind of gamer. But unless it involves Mario Kart, which I will definitely be screaming at the TV anyway. But but for the most part, I just like play games for the fun of it, but I do it quite often. So I would consider myself a gamer, even if it's not like, I don't know, Valorant or whatever the kids are playing nowadays. Fortnite. I'm not into
Fortnite,
that. But
I got on that binge for a while, Fortnite. That's a great little pastime. So my son is a lot older than my daughter, and he was the gamer growing up.
Okay.
He still kind of is, and he's really good, man. He's so talented. I think he would do great in some of these like army competitions of Call of Duty or Fortnite. And but he's into making videos and doing that. And then my daughter, she got on that train for a while, and she's pretty good at those games too. I'm old school, so I grew up with a Nintendo, then the PlayStation. And then when things got online, it was like, man, I can't be good enough. Because you got to spend a lot of time. And every single time, man, I would spend hours playing with my son, thinking I'm catching up, and I'd be getting wins on Call of Duty, and then he would pass me, and I'm like, I can't keep up with you kids. I can't. It's too many hours.
It's hard.
So I started going to strategy games and started playing World of Warcraft.
Where it's less of a competition.
It was less competition. I thought that was a lot more fun, just getting on.
It is.
Miking up with some friends, so here's what I did. I moved out here to Alabama from Oregon 6.5 months ago, and I had some friends visit from North Carolina, and I'm like, man, I wish we had a gaming machine. I don't have one anymore. I don't have a console. I got rid of my PS4, and it's like, I don't know. So I went out and bought a Super Nintendo.
Nice.
An old one. I like the old Mario. Mario and the Zeldas. So that's what I did. Anyway.
No, those old like retro consoles, they still hold up in my opinion. I think they're just as fun as they were.
I feel like I don't got anybody to judge me when I have something where I'm not.
You don't have the online like scoreboard you have to worry about.
I mean, those guys just roast me. I can't even. Yeah, and I'm not terrible. I got some
Yeah.
pretty decent hand and eye coordination, but man, those guys, they eat, sleep, and breathe.
I know. Those are the guys that like wake up and they put like 12 hours of their day into it. I can't compete with that.
And then when you're playing a game like Fortnite and they kill you, they like to rub it in.
I know. And
you know what I mean? They'll either dance or like sit on your face or something. And you're like, dude, come on.
I know. It's like, you already won. Can you please?
Yeah. Can you not win twice? Like, just
right.
Your energy is going to be so great then. Having somebody like you coming on set and being as happy as you are, you're involved with all these different things, and you're a true artist. I love it. Let me ask you this: if you were to play let me ask you this: what is your dream role? If you are ever to get a chance to play a character that no one ever gives you a chance to play, what kind of character would you play? What would be your dream role?
So I feel like I've always kind of looked like a little younger than I am, and I know I tend to kind of fit more of like the soft like roles, but I think it would be fun to play like the villain one time.
Okay.
Like I've never had the opportunity to play like the bad guy, and I think that would be really fun. Just to kind of see like if I could do it. Like could I pull off like angry or cold or whatever that would entail. I think that would be interesting. But I also think it would be really fun to do something like a period piece, like a historical drama kind of piece. I think that could be really interesting. I grew up like watching things like the 2005 Pride and Prejudice with like Keira Knightley.
Yes.
And something like that I think would be really fun to do too.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I want to play a villain.
Yeah.
Really bad. And I'm tempted if I don't ever get an offer. I had one, I got almost booked a role. It came down to me and one other guy, and he got it, and I was like, whatever. You can't always get them. But I want to play a villain bad. You know what? We should write roles for us and go.
There we go.
What do you think? We'll play double villains.
You can't beat them, join them.
We'll just call it villains. That'll be the name.
There we go. Works for me.
Because I want to play a villain. I mean, I want that challenge. I think that would be a lot of fun.
It's a very different person than how I am. So it would just be like the challenge of seeing like, could I pull it off? Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
We should do that. Serious.
Sounds good.
I'll be a villain. What is your favorite movie that you could watch when it comes on, or you already know it. What is it?
I already know.
What is it?
It's Napoleon Dynamite.
You're from my town.
Yeah.
Go on.
That is a movie, I think it does not matter how many times I watch it. I find it just as funny as I did the first time I saw it. And I liked it so much that a few years ago, I can't remember, 5-ish years ago maybe, I got to meet John Heater, and it was incredible. And one of like the best like celebrity interactions I've ever had. And he was super nice and super cool and super laid back. And I just don't think I will ever not enjoy Napoleon Dynamite. It's so dumb. Like people are like, that movie's dumb, right? I'm like, I know it's dumb. I get it. It's stupid. It's silly. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's so funny to me. And there's something weirdly charming about how low budget it feels. Mm-hmm. And I just love that movie.
I love this. So I'm from Oregon, and they are, I don't remember if they're set up if they put this together in Eugene, Oregon, somewhere in this area. Uh-huh. It was either Washington or Oregon or both, but they're from that area. And they, so John Heater, he did that movie for $1,000.
Yeah.
That was all he got paid. And I use that as an example sometimes to say, hey, a lot of these guys got their start by taking a pay cut. You know what I mean? Yep. And he was one of those guys. But when that movie came out, It's so stupid. It's funny.
It is.
And I always tell people, like, either you get it or you don't.
Right.
That there's no in between.
It's like your kind of movie, or it's just not for you.
I got it because he plays a character that I went to high school with. Like, there was somebody I knew that reminded me of him. A guy that would go to Goodwill and buy some pointless workout tape and take it home.
Yeah.
Like, that was him. And wear moon boots and stuff. Like, I got it. I totally got it. Some people just go, what is this? This is dumb. And they just don't get it. And I'm like, oh. So there's no in between. But I got so nerded out that, well, one of my good friends, I'll give her the credit. She bought me the coffee mug. Still have it. Napoleon Dynamite coffee mug.
Amazing.
Says Skills.
Nice.
I have the doll sitting on my desk right now, and I just put a new battery in it. It's got 18 different phrases.
That's amazing.
It's awesome. So I appreciate you for saying that, dude. I love it.
It's the best movie ever made. Sorry.
It's one of my favorite comedies. I mean, it's so pure, man. And I could put it on anytime and laugh. Now, well, let me ask you this now. If you were to do a scene in the After series and act along any Hollywood star, and you could choose one, him or her, who would it be?
Oh, that's so difficult. There's so many talented people.
I know.
I think I'm just going to go with the first person that popped into my head.
Okay.
And it would be Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
I think she's super cool and talented. I think she can do a wide range of characters.
Okay.
And fun fact, she's the only celebrity that anybody has ever told me that I look like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, that'd be cool if I could do a scene with Anna Kendrick. But
could we pull off a relative looking thing?
Yeah. Like maybe sisters or something.
Hey, Anna, come here.
Yeah, I think I would pick Anna Kendrick. That's the first one in my head.
And I love asking this question because, hey, what if the After series took off one day, and they go back and watch these interviews and they're like, hey, I want to be in the After series.
This is a possibility.
Hey, I don't put anything past God. He can do anything.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, that was easy. Wow, we covered so much already. You're into all sorts of things. You're a gamer. You're a K-popper. You're a worship leader. You're an actress. You love Napoleon Dynamite.
I do.
I've ran out of things to ask you. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about that maybe somebody doesn't know about you, or what would you like the cast to know about you?
Yeah. I guess if I were to speak to the rest of the cast, I would classify myself as an introvert. So there are times where I get peopled out and I need to have a moment to myself. It's not ever I don't like you or anything like that. If I go step outside for 5 minutes by myself. But I do sometimes get just over peopled and I just need a minute. So I guess as just a preemptive warning, if I ever step away.
You're going to like my daughter then. She's
okay. Wonderful. And I am also really just happy to go have a meal or have coffee or whatever anytime. So if anybody
if I ever get out to that area,
if anybody's out this way, just hit me up.
I would.
So yeah.
All right. I like that. What do they call that? Because I'm kind of both. So is it like an omnivert? What do they call it?
I think is what they call it. An ambivert, I think, is where you're both. Yeah. You have both extroverted and introverted tendencies.
Okay, so I joke and tell people I'm divergent because I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm pretty outgoing, but man, when I need a break, it's don't get close, just shh, one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, gosh, this has been great. I'm super excited to get you on set and
super excited to be on set.
Get going. So right now we're looking at shooting in Tennessee.
Okay.
It's possible Eastern Tennessee because I think it's looking like we're scoring some great locations down there.
Okay.
And catering and stuff. So
awesome.
Have you ever been to Tennessee at all?
Yes, I love like Eastern Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg,
okay.
Sevierville. I'm very familiar with that area. I love it up
great.
there.
I haven't been to Pigeon Forge yet. I've kind of went around it, you know. Isn't that where Dollywood is and all that stuff?
Yeah, Dollywood is super fun.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, man.
It's one of the cleanest theme parks I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah,
so
it's very clean. It's very nice.
What would you compare that to? Because I've never been, and I'd like to know.
So, have you ever been to like Disney World?
I've been to Disney World, Disneyland.
Okay.
I haven't been to.
If you've been to Disneyland, I would compare Dollywood almost to California Adventure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of has that vibe through like the part of California Adventure that's like all the old redwood trees and like that side of
the scenery. It's just a lot different. Okay. It's a theme park though, right?
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of rides.
Yeah, coasters, shows.
I was going to ask you shows. So is it a little different? I mean, because it's not Disney themed, so it's.
Yeah, they do a lot. It's a lot of like, I would say the themes are really like old school, like country. Yeah. So it's a lot of like frontier into like more, I guess, recent country. So a lot of the shows do have like country music or bluegrass or folk or something like that. It's kind of like along those lines.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to Dollywood. That's one thing that's on my list. I'm like, I got to go there. I got to check that out. It's so close to me now.
Yeah.
Do you ever get out to film festivals at all or anything like that?
Not really. That's not something that I really go to a lot. I haven't been in anything that was ever in a festival. So I think if I were, that would give me more reason to go, obviously.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you go to the cons. You said you went to the
I've been to TwitchCon, which is like the con for like Twitch, which that's fun. And I sometimes go to like gaming conventions, but they can be very overwhelming.
Did you ever get into like anime or anything like that?
Yeah, I like anime a lot, actually.
I do too.
I don't watch like a ton of them, but there are a few that I really, really like and follow. I'm still watching One Piece. I'll probably watch One Piece till I die.
Yeah, that's my son's thing right now.
Yeah, there's so many episodes of One Piece, and I didn't know how many episodes there were when I got into it.
Crazy? There's
it's like 1,100.
Right? It's 11 now.
Yeah, so it's just crazy.
I saw the live action though.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good adaptation, actually.
And that's what I had heard. And so
usually I feel like Netflix kind of like ruins a live action adaptation, but they did really good with the One Piece one.
Now I'm gonna reveal my cards here, but I am a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fan.
Oh, me too. It's one of my favorite shows.
From the beginning. Like I loved it, and I hated the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I think everybody in the world did.
Yeah.
But
we don't acknowledge that.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No.
What do you think of the Netflix series?
I watched
thoughts?
2 episodes and couldn't continue.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was so bad.
It's hard to compare, I think, to the anime. I don't think we can ever top the anime.
No, I don't think so.
Now I have watched the first season of that, and I thought it's funny you said first 2 episodes, because I watched the first 2 episodes and I thought, oh man, I don't know, but I actually thought it got better.
Okay, maybe I should stick it out.
Go back and check it out. I won't persuade you if you don't like it. You don't like it.
Yeah,
I thought Sokka's character got better, and actually became the Sokka that I thought he was in the anime.
Okay, cool.
Because he was the one I was like, I don't know. They can't sell the characters the same as the anime. They just can't, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like they hit a note there, especially with the voice actors that played some of those characters.
Yeah.
Like Zuko, for one, you know, that's a tough sell.
Yeah. I found it really difficult in the live action. It felt like the relationships with each other were really like, I don't know. They didn't feel natural the way they do in like the animated series.
Yeah. They definitely kind of condensed it.
Yeah.
Because what is it, 8 episodes or something like that? And so
I think they can
put a whole first season
20 into 8. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough, man. But you know, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a lot better than the M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah.
And, I'm gonna keep watching it. They got a second one coming out, second season. But that's the one that I love because the concept behind it.
Avatar is I think an almost perfect show.
It's genius.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen the Korra? I
have seen Legend of Korra. I thought it was fine, but I didn't like it as much as the original series.
No, of course. You know, they try to adapt, and it definitely was doable after a while. They had 1, 2, 3 seasons, and and I had a lot of fun with it. But they tried to keep the same wit. Yeah. And they did okay, but you know, when they start evolving, you're like, so different, you know. Yeah,
I think Korra should have finished after 1 season, and they shouldn't have tried to push more out of it. I think that's kind of where their downfall happened. I think everything kind of just fell apart toward the end of the series. I think if they had kept it at 1 season and that was it,
bringing in
it would
the
have been
spirit
great.
World and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you're a tough sell, Victoria.
I know. I'm a critic.
No, that's okay. I love it, man. You're into all sorts of stuff. All right, well, I have got nothing else, and this has been awesome, and I'm pumped. And I'll give you the last word. Anything you'd like to say?
I'm just really excited and really honored to be part of this, and I'm really excited to meet everybody else and to make these friendships. And I foresee nothing but good things here, so I hope everybody else does too. And I just have to thank you again for the opportunity and for the chance and for taking that chance on me. And I hope not to let you down, but I think we're going to have a good thing here. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And I don't think you're going to let us down. I think you're going to lift us up. I think we'll all lift each other up. So I'm excited. And I'm grateful too, Victoria, that the Lord brought you my way because that was just timing and you came at the right time. So we're excited. All right. That's it. Thank you all for joining Actors on After. We appreciate you so much. And until I see you in the next video, God bless you guys.